The Albinism Association of Nigeria, which is funded by the Disability Rights Fund, holds its one-day strategic meeting in Abuja with the theme Advancing Policy Implementation on Inclusive Education for Persons Living with Albinism in Nigeria. Our correspondent Eunice Ella Eze was there and now tells us more.
The Albinism Association of Nigeria is a special focus organization advocating for the recognition and respect of the rights and socio-economic inclusion of people living with a condition. The event kicked off with welcome address from notable stakeholders who in their speech talked about the need for inclusive education for persons with albinism in Nigeria and challenges they often face. In an interview with the Deputy Director, Special Needs Education from the Ministry of Education, Mr. Hebel Akiri, on the measures that the ministry has taken to ensure that inclusive education is provided for people living with albinism, he had this to say.
Inclusive education, where the ministry has been working sedulously to make sure that we have inclusive education in Nigeria. The new policy, national policy on inclusive education, was just ratified last year, that is December, by the National Council on Education, where the Honorable Minister and all the 36 state commissioners and FCC were present. They ratified it, and since that, the December, we now have revised national policy on inclusive education in Nigeria, which include take care of all persons with disability, all students with disability, or learners with disability in Nigeria. So far that, and also we also have some schools in Nigeria that we call them integrated schools, Federal Unity Integrated School, about 16 of them, where students with special needs are being admitted.
You know, the challenge or challenges we are facing now, though this policy was passed, but the implementation has not been carried out, and most of the persons with albinism, especially those who does not have financial means, have been facing challenges as mentioned. Exposure to adverse weather condition is a problem, leading to them having skin cancer and other diseases that can, of course, cause injury to them or even damage life.
On the Policy Implementation Acknowledgement Plan, the Executive Director of the Albinism Association of Nigeria, Mrs. Bisi Bamishi, in her interview, called on the government to come to the intervention and aid in implementing the policy that has already been signed into law. The event also highlighted the need for a proper healthcare system to be more responsive in ensuring the safety of persons with albinism.
The event is being funded by Disability Rights Fund, basically for us to advance the implementation of national policy on albinism, which speaks more on inclusive education. The policy itself speaks volume about us. It was drafted and I think signed into law in 2019, and it's supposed to have a 5-year lifespan. But unfortunately, it has not been implemented. We now sought for assistance from DRF, that's Disability Rights Fund, to call on the government and other agencies to please come to our aid. We need help. We are low vision, and this is why we have called disability people, disabled people, just because of the low vision. And this is part of what the policy speaks about, that they should take advantage of what the policy says to assist children in school. Part of the national policy on albinism is health care. We have representative of Federal Minister of Health here today too. And these people are supposed to help us to look into skin treatment, because skin cancer is our major challenge. Actually, government is supposed to give us, in the 6 geopolitical zones, federal teaching hospitals, the opportunity to have free care for our skin. Prevention is better than cure.
The Advanced Policy Implementation and Inclusive Education for Persons with Albinism in Nigeria, funded by Disability Rights Fund, is a one-day strategic meeting aimed at improving status of persons with albinism by harnessing their full potentials and guaranteeing equal access to education, social, health, economic, and political opportunities. Eunice Ella Eze reporting for Clevy News Desk.